Hi, my Tubies and my Teletubbies. It's wonderful to have you back here on my channel. Thank you for returning. I really do appreciate and value you. As you see, I'm in my bed, laying here under the covers with my bra and panties on. I feel so amazing. I got the air conditioning going. It's so freaking hot out there. It's like OMG, OMG. That's the best I can think of to say. The purpose of this video is how many parents, let me see, how many mothers or fathers, parents, let me see by a show of hands, how many of you have done some things in terms of being a parent that you're not so proud of? And that if you had a chance to do it over again, you would do things differently. How many parents? Let me see by a show of hands. Yeah, I know there are things that I have done as a parent that if I had a chance to do it over again, and now that I know more, like they say, when you know better, you do better, I would definitely do it over again. And the reason I'm making this video right now is because, my son called me today. Well, actually, he's been calling me for a minute, if you will. And I haven't picked up the phone, but today I picked up the phone. And, I explained to him the reason why I didn't pick up the phone when he called, because sometimes, tell me if I'm right or am I wrong, your children, your adult children, can make you feel like you're a burden, can make you feel like you're bothering them, can make you feel like, you're not worth their time or their energy. And I'm the type of person, no. I'm not going to try to push myself or force myself on anyone. No, I'm not, And it's not about ego. It's about, there's nowhere in the world I'm supposed to feel this way with my own children. I'm supposed to feel like I may be bothering you, or I may be a burden to you, or no, this is crazy. So I explained to my son, he told me today, actually he called, he said, Mom, I miss you. Because you usually call me or you're texting me or something. And I haven't been doing that. No, I haven't. And he said, I miss you. And that was nice. My son, he's cool. He's mad cool, My daughter, I don't have to talk to her for a month, or a week, whatever weeks, a month. She doesn't bother to call. She doesn't care, But my son, he actually missed me. And that, to be honest with you, it made me feel good. It made me feel real good. To know that if he hasn't heard from me in a day or 2 days, because you have to keep in mind, my son and I, we always talk. If we're not on the phone talking, then we're texting each other. Or he's coming over to the house every Saturday. Or if he missed a Saturday, it's rare. We're like that. My daughter, what is the problem when it comes to mother-daughter relationships? My daughter, she sits around and she focuses so much on all the things that I've done wrong. She doesn't care about all the things that I've done right. I couldn't have been such a horrible parent. My son left home when he was 33 years old. Now, if he was living in the same house that she left home when she was 20, like almost 20. Going after some guy who she thought had lots of money, and it was about the money, whatever, Chasing after a dollar. She's materialistic, very materialistic, and she needs to really check that, because if she's talking about being a Christian, the Bible talks about greed. People who are greedy will not inherit God's kingdom. And a form of materialism, that's greed. Now, my son is not perfect. God knows he's not. Trust and believe. At the same time, he's more understanding. He lived in the same exact household that she was living in, undergoing the same exact things that she may have undergone, and yet he's so much more forgiving, so much more understanding. Like, there was an incident that went down, like maybe a week ago, where I was hurting because I had dealt with something with my son and my daughter, and I was hurting, and I was finding out things about this religion that we are all a part of, and I was learning the truth about it, and I was like, I was freaking overwhelmed. I was freaking out. So, I had a off day, if you will. You think my daughter would say, you know what, Mom, I get it. You know what I'm saying? I hear you, Mom. And yeah, if I ask for your forgiveness, if I tell you that I'm wrong about something, is that not being accountable for if you're wrong? But with my daughter, saying you're sorry, please forgive me. And if I could do it all over again, God knows I would not do that. But I did the same thing with my son. My son sent me back a text saying, I understand, Mom. Thank you so much for apologizing. Thank you, Mom. And you are forgiven. He was so easy. Whereas with my daughter, the same text, I sent her not only a text, but an email explaining to her that I was kind of overwhelmed and I'm so sorry, please forgive me. I said it nicely the first 2 times. She was so still trying to whip me, trying to tear me down, trying to make it hard. She was so, I don't understand that. And of course I was hurt by this because I'm in shock. I'm also in shock when I see that my daughter, and even your own kids, sometimes you're going to have to notice this as parents. Your children don't want to see you happy. They don't want to see you happy. How sad is that? Is that not going through PSTD or PTSD, whatever they call that? That to me is traumatizing. When now you understand how in the world people may not be happy for you. But when I became a published author, when I have my own YouTube channel, when I set goals and I achieve them, don't you think that's something that your children should celebrate and be happy? My daughter, oh hell no. She said, you know what, I'm not talking to you anymore, because she thought that instead of me writing books, I should have been out there knocking at doors in the ministry and doing more of that, trying to recruit people, for an organization. She was so upset that I became a published author. Does that sound like a child who loves their parent? Or does that sound like someone who's a hater? I have a YouTube channel. And when you look at the comments, a lot of the comments that people are saying to me, which is so encouraging, and I say thank you so much. I can't even put enough, there's not no words that is created for me to tell you how much I appreciate you working to support me, help me to see that I am making a difference and I am helping a lot of people. That's my main objective, But she hates that fact. She can't stand it. When she sees people making positive comments about me, she is livid with disdain. Totally livid with disdain for me. What is the problem here? I keep telling my daughter she needs to learn how to let go of the past. But she will, how they say you keep whipping a dead horse? You've already apologized. You've already done everything in your power to make amends. Are you perfect? Of course not. Are you going to still make mistakes? Of course you are. It's a part of being imperfect. But you're going to do everything in your power not to make a practice out of wrongdoing or make a practice out of messing up. You know what I mean? When I think about the things that her children have told me about her, if she only knew, she's definitely going to reap what she sows in terms of how she treats me. And the problem between her and me, truth be told, is she's taken everything to the extreme when it comes to the religious organization that she's a part of. That's the number one problem between her and me. Because she feels that if I'm doing anything outside of the organization, then I'm dealing with worldly people. I'm not being a Christian. I am, I'm not supposed to have no other interest except for what's a part of the organization. Recruit. That's all they care about. It's what she cares about. Go out there and recruit. You're supposed to be recruiting for the organization. You're not supposed to be writing books. You're not supposed to be going to meetups. That's dealing with worldly people. You're not supposed to be trying to go to different places where you can get yourself spiritually upbuilt. You're not supposed to do that, Mom. And because you do, I'm cutting you off. Really? That to me is crazy. You see, Oreo? Look at, think. Is that crazy to think? That's craziness to me. The reason why my daughter and I don't get along is because she is a fanatic. You know, you're supposed to take things to a certain extent. And you're also supposed to listen to what the Bible tells you to do, opposed to what humans. If you have to choose between what Jesus tells you to do and what humans tell you to do, whether it's a pastor, a bishop, an elder, a ministerial servant, who are you going to listen to? Aren't we supposed to listen to what the Bible says, opposed to humans? My daughter, she doesn't see that. She doesn't understand it. But I'm sharing this video with you today because I was so happy. I was so totally happy that my son called me to tell me how much he missed me and how much he loves me and how much he values me. It made me feel so good. It really did. Anyway, if you can identify, leave your comments. Sheila True Love, always loving you, doing the best that I can, with what I know. Whatever I have, I share it with you. We can only do what we can do. Anyway, Sheila True Love, loving you as always. You always have a choice. I beg of you, please choose wisely. Until next time, darlings, I love you. Bye for now.